Draft is coming soon, so how about 5 trades that would shake, that would bake, and even stir up the first round? What is up, NBA fans? Shout out to my San Antonio Spurs fans, TGIF, and welcome to TSR Sports. Came across an article from ES to the PN this morning about 5 trades that would shake up the first round. This is going to be a live reaction to this article. Before I do so, I want to make a few predictions on what might show up in there. Of course, feel free to pause the video and put yours in the comments right now. I got to think out of these 5 trades. Well, here's my prediction. Suns trading Kevin Durant. That's got to be, and he's right there in the picture behind me. Kevin Durant trade's got to be on this list. As a Spurs fan, maybe they have the Spurs in here trading either pick 2 or 14. The Nets probably on here. They have 4 first-round picks. I can't see them drafting 4 players. Maybe they make some kind of move. The Celtics, I definitely have to make a move. If you haven't been following the Boston Celtics, they are a salary cap nightmare. They're going to be over the second apron again as a repeat offender. So I believe their luxury tax is going to be like $250 million, which is actually more than their payroll. So out of Kristaps Porzingis, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Drew Holiday, I see them moving 2 out of those 4 players before the season starts. Can't move Jason Tatum. He's injured. I don't think he can. And then while I don't think he will be traded, to round out my top 5, Giannis. Some sort of Giannis trade. That's it. That's all I got. Let's get into the article. 5 trades to shake up everything before the draft, which is next Wednesday. Thank God. Memphis lands. Oh, okay. So the Brooklyn Nets are on here. I mentioned the Nets. We got the Nets and the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, of course, just made the huge trade with Desmond Bane. If I can't break your spirit, I'll break your back. To the Orlando Magic. I thought it was a bit of an overpay by the Magic, but if it works out, then who cares, right? What do we got here? The Brooklyn Nets get KCP, so KCP's on the move again. John Concher, the number 16 pick, a 2028 first via the Magic, and a 2030 first swap for worse of Memphis and Orlando. The Memphis Grizzlies get Cameron Johnson and the number 27 pick. They get out of KCP's contract, which certainly the Magic were trying to do. I know a lot of people on this channel really want Cameron Johnson, but his injury history is pretty, he's been dinged up a lot. I don't know if I like this trade, but he can shoot the 3-ball. He's a good player when healthy, but that's when healthy. I don't know about this trade. I'm kind of... Wait a minute. Back up here. The Nets get... Hold up. This is a live reaction. So the Nets get the 16th overall pick. So that means in the first round, the Nets would have 8, 16, 19, 26, and 27? Am I right? 5 first-round picks in this it's a deep draft, but 5 first-round picks. So just from that, no, this is not going to work. If my memory is serving me correctly with the Brooklyn Nets draft situation, I believe that for 4 first-round picks, this would make number 5. What? No, I don't like this trade. I think you can get something better for Cameron Johnson. Maybe not a whole lot better, but taking on KCP's contract, John Concher, not a big fan of this. I'm not going to read their write-up on why they feel it should work because I want to give my thoughts, get your thoughts on it. The link to the article will be in the comment section. All right, not a fan. All right, the Bulls and the Toronto Raptors. The Bulls get R.J. Barrett, previously drafted by the New York Knicks. The Toronto Raptors get Patrick Williams, Javon Carter, and the number 12 pick. I do see the P-Dub mention about a 5-year, $90 million deal. Oh, so the Bulls are taking on that albatross of a contract, Javon Carter. How did Javon Carter do last year? I remember hearing some good pre-draft buzz about him, but then I don't remember hearing much about him during the season. The number 12 pick, if this is the card I'm thinking of, the number 12 pick, you're essentially trading a number 12 pick in a bad contract for R.J. Barrett. And for the Bulls, this is a win, getting R.J. Barrett. I think he'll certainly help the team, but for the Raptors, taking on PW's bad contract, is Carter in the 12? I don't think I like this, guys. I don't think I like this one. Not a fan. No, don't see this happening. 0 for 2 in my opinion from ESPN. I thought the Lakers might be in this somehow, so there they are. This is a 3-team trade. We know the Lakers need a big, right? The Brooklyn Nets get the number 11 pick from Portland, a 2031 unprotected first from the Lakers. The Lakers get the number 8 pick from the Nets, and the number 36 pick from the Nets. They're getting number 8. The Trailblazers get Dalton Connect for 2027 top 4 protected via the Knicks. The Knicks will be a playoff team, so that's probably going to be a crappy pick. It should be a playoff team unless something's gone catastrophically wrong. So the Nets to trade down 3 spots with the Lakers. Well, not with the Lakers, but eventually that's how that's working out. I don't know if I'm a big fan of this. If I'm the Nets, this is a deep draft, but is there that big of a drop off from 8 to 11? Is Dalton Connect worth your number 11 pick from this year's draft? All right, I'm going to break this down team by team. If I'm the Nets, dropping down 3 spots for a future pick from the Lakers in 2031, you're assuming Luka Doncic is still with the Lakers at that time, which would mean they're still a playoff team, which means it could be a pick 20 or later, and I'm moving down 3 spots in this draft, which could be big difference in player talent at that point, from a top 10 pick to just outside the top 10. If I'm the Nets, I'm not doing this. I know they have way too many first round picks in this upcoming draft, but I'd rather have number 8 pick in this draft than number 11. As far as the Lakers, yeah, if I'm giving up Dalton Connect and unprotected first many moons out to get the number 8 pick, where they desperately need a big man, maybe they can get Malawach at 8. I don't think he's going to drop that down far, but Malawach, maybe Queen. I think this is a win for the Lakers. If the Lakers, I do this. The ESPN does love the Lakers, so this could be a little bit of a biased trade. Who the heck knows? And the Trailblazers, Dalton Connect, and then that pick from the Knicks. No, I think I'd keep my number 11 pick. I like Dalton Connect. I haven't followed the Lakers enough. I know he played well to start the season, and then didn't his minutes kind of get cut and his production dropped? I don't do that. The only one I'm saying yes on this for sure is the Lakers. I'm definitely saying no for the Nets, and drawing a bit of a blank on Dalton Connect for the year. I know he started well, but didn't finish particularly well. I don't think I'd do this if I'm the Trailblazers either. I think unless the Nets have somebody to have their eyes on at 11 instead of 8, and the Trailblazers don't like anybody in this draft, then it makes sense. Otherwise, I'm saying no on that one. Come on, ESPN, show me something crazy here. Show me something good. All right, so this is just draft picks as well. All right, the Bucks. This is totally. I was way off with my predictions. I thought there were going to be some exciting things, some crazy movements. This is just. All right, whoa, hello. The Bucks add youth to an aging core. The Milwaukee Bucks get number 15 and number 24 for a 2031 first top 1 protected. All right, so the Thunder have. I could see the Thunder possibly trying to move on from them. They had the 15 and 24. The Thunder's issue is going to be they have so many draft picks, so much draft pick capital from the last few years, and I still think they have a lot upcoming. They have Nikola Topic, who hasn't played a game yet. But this is like with the Spurs. Well, Sam Presti. I was going to say the Spurs. This is a Thunder move. Do you plan more for the future and get a 2031 first from the Bucks, which by then Giannis will be either not on the team or you being, 30, 36-ish? So he will not be the same player at that point. Do I give up the 15 and 24 for that? I think it would really... So the thing with trade scenarios like this is it's going to depend who's there at 15. If a player that was projected to go in the top 10 drops to 15... you're not going to pass them up. So this is where it makes something like this tough. If there's nobody you want at 15, okay, maybe you do something like this. But in draft night, if a player that's supposed to go 8, 9, 10 is sitting there at 15, you're going to draft them. So this would be a to be determined, but not likely to happen. Come on, give me a good one at the end. It's the final countdown. Guard swap in the West. All right, we have a rival here. The Houston Rockets and Sacramento Kings. The Rockets trade DeMar DeRozan. Former center. All right, this one's a little tasty. This is a tasty burger. DeMar DeRozan for douchebag Dylan Brooks. Hey, his initials are DB, so there you go. The Kings get Dillon Brooks and the number 10 pick. Starting off, I think it would be a good idea for the Kings to break up the DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine duo. That did not work with the Bulls for what? What were the other 3 years? I think it was 3 seasons, 2.5 seasons because of the trade. And then you bring them both over to Sacramento expecting different results. What's the definition of insanity? Trying the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And what the Kings were doing, bringing them together, really was mind-boggling to me. So I like moving on from DeMar DeRozan. Does he fit with the Rockets, though? And is it worth giving up the number 10 pick? I don't remember how much old DeRozan is. Is he 34 or 35 at this point? The Rockets have a very young team. He's got to have a pretty big contract. Actually, I do want to read up on this one a little bit. This one intrigues me just a little bit more than the other ones. DeRozan, one of the best ISO scorers, coming up 12 straight seasons, averaging 20 or more points, blah, blah, blah. Help the half-court offense. Anything interesting here? They're talking about the Kings. Where does this help the Rockets? Don't the Rockets, aren't they pretty... I don't know if I don't think this gets the Rockets to where they need to go to take it to the next level, does it? Would I do this? Who's projected to go number 10? And I know it's been mock drafts project several point guard prospects could be available number 10, including Kasparis Shakachionis. I'm sure I'm messing that up. Igor Demin. This is another one of those scenarios where this was a draft night thing, right? Shake up the first round, so I assume these would be on draft night. I don't think I'm trading for DeMar DeRozan. I don't. No. I gotta say, this is actually disappointing. This 5 trades that would shake up the first round. I was expecting some really big, crazy stuff. How is Kevin Durant not listed on here? And he might be traded before the draft. Maybe he gets drafted trade night. That's got to be in here. Disappointed our San Antonio Spurs didn't show up. I do think there's a possibility they could make some moves. I know it's very unpopular opinion to trade down from the 2nd overall pick. The majority doesn't like it. They're the mind of the community that was like, hey, let's trade down. There's also the option, something I'm more on board for, is trading the 14th pick, maybe to somebody like the Nets for, if they're trying to move up a little bit in the draft, get a better player, and maybe unload a little draft capital, if you will, for 19 and 26 or 27. In that scenario, hopefully we would be able to grab maybe a Rasheer Fleming at 19, and at 26, Maxine Reyno, but he's been coming up draft boards. Carter Bryant's been a guy that's been mocked to the Spurs at 14 a lot lately. I've seen him move a little bit up on draft boards, so it's going to be a really fun and exciting draft night. I can't wait. It's next Wednesday. It's less than a week away. Ace Bailey, if you haven't heard, scheduled a workout with the Philadelphia 76ers and now has since canceled the workout. I don't know how it's going to affect his draft capital on Wednesday night. A lot of mock drafts have him starting to fall. It's certainly not probably rubbing teams in the right way. I know he's got talent, but we'll see what happens with him. It's going to be very interesting to see where eventually Ace Bailey lands up, what happens with our Spurs, what kind of drafts or what kind of movement is there on draft nights. I kind of think the Nets make a move. 4 first-round picks. Something's going to happen there somewhere, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to be live with you guys to watch it all play out. I'm very excited for the first round. Drop a comment down below. Your thoughts on this article in general. Did you like TSR, you're crazy? That was actually a really good move. Maybe you just don't know that team well enough, which admittedly, I don't know all the teams in the NBA. I know the Spurs in and out, and then I would fully admit I'm a casual with the other 29 teams. I'm certainly not an expert. I do love the NBA. I've been enjoying watching the NBA Finals. People can say it's boring or nobody cares because of the small markets. I've been enjoying it for sure, and I enjoy talking stuff like with you guys. So like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'm going to close out what I always do. Thank you, and as always, go Spurs, go.